I wanted to do a video today on my test setup for my Commodore 64 disc. When I get a stack of discs in like these, I'll play test them, make sure they work, and archive them if they're not already archived. And there's my setup. So this is my upstairs setup in the living room. It's just a small little space. So I have the Excelerator drive, the 1571, and then on top and at the bottom is 1541. You see how much smaller this drive is? It uses a different power supply. Same cable could be used on all of these. This one has a Jiffy DOS in it. And so down here on my computer, I keep 2 joysticks plugged in for testing games. Sometimes I use a fast load. Most of the time, I have my Easy Flash card plugged in. I should do a video on the Easy Flash card. But instead of replacing the kernel inside the Commodore 64, I have Jiffy DOS up here. And you can see I used the Jiffy DOS on here. If the game won't load, actually some games won't load with Jiffy DOS. I don't know if it's the protection or what. We can go back to the menu here, and hit space K. Kills the Easy Flash, and you're back to just your normal 64 setup. If the game still doesn't load, I'll try different drives. I usually will try the 1541 Epic Fast Load cartridge. And this is pretty much it. So if I can't get the game to load at this point, it's pretty much a bad disc. Also in my setup, I don't use this for testing cartridges or testing games, but it's a UIEC SD card here. So this plugs in. It's power plugs into the port. This plugs into your disk drive plug, and then your games load off this SD card. So I use this to transfer programs or images over to the Easy Flash. So I should do a video on that later too. So if you're wondering on testing Commodore games, it's pretty much how I do it. It's just a small little setup here that I keep upstairs. Basement setup is kind of cold this time of year. And if you have questions, just post in the comments. One last thing I forgot to show you is, this is also I use for testing. It's in another room, but it's my Zoom floppy, another 1571, and then a 1541 with a few modifications here. And that's just the general testing stuff. So again, if you have questions, just ask.